Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and nice to see you as well last night in Paris. Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Massimo, so I work at Mastercard. I'm in charge of anything that touches blockchain, Web3, and digital assets for Europe. So today I'm joined by a fantastic panel of partners, first and foremost. So we've got Sergej Kunz, who's the co-founder at OneInch, and Simon Jones, who's the Chief Commercial Officer at Baanx. And we're essentially here to discuss the rise of new solutions that connect the worlds of Web2 and Web3, specifically referring to decentralized payments infrastructures. And we're going to zoom in a little bit on development of novel Web3 based payment solutions, which we also call Web3 cards. And also to discuss a little bit more the latest announcement from OneInch yesterday that came through the press. So congratulations again, Sergej, on that one. And maybe you're going to be able to tell us a little bit more about what all that means. Woo! Very good, very good. We've got an active crowd. So Sergej, so let's start with you a little bit. Before you tell us a little bit more about the launch, what it means, and what it represents for the ecosystem and your consumers, maybe a little bit of an ice-breaking anecdote, the one you told me about 5 minutes ago, which I had no idea about. And maybe this is going to demystify some preconceptions from the crowd. Why is it called OneInch?
So hi everyone.
And why is the unicorn so mad?
So this story behind OneInch name is quite simple. So I and Anton, we were traveling around the globe, participating on a hackathons. It's a competition for developers. And in New York City, we came to an idea that actually we can combine all liquidity sources in a single one, and offer really best user experience. We just come to one venue and you exchange for the best execution. Because we introduced a highly efficient algorithm. And we were thinking about the name on the hackathon. Normally we decided just on the hackathon what we are going to build and how it's going to be called. And I told Anton, we have invented something what is highly efficient. And I was always, through my whole life, a fan of Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee had this 1-inch punch. So a distance of 1 inch, they punch people away, highly efficient. And I said it's a good thing because it starts with 1, so we win always alphabetical sort, and it sounds also nice. So this is the story behind the 1-inch punch, 1-inch punch and 1-inch itself. And the Mad Unicorn. So I was sitting on a table, hacking, and Hayden Adams run around the table, and I catch them, try to explain what we are building. They said oh, it sounds great, cool build, I have no time, I have to run. And I thought okay, so now we need a mascot for 1-inch. And I thought, okay, Hayden, they have unicorn sounds great. We are gonna build a unicorn potentially one day. But our unicorn is different. We are different as hackathon people. We always gave more than 100 percentages. That's why our unicorn is focused. It's not like mad unicorn, it's like focused unicorn, and we deliver more than 100 percentages. On the hackathon in New York, we spent more than 43 hours for the hackathon itself, and I personally didn't sleep for 56 hours over this weekend, and my personal achievement, by the way. So this story, it's we were just two simple guys, and we're still two simple software engineers who are innovating, trying to solve the problems for ourselves, and it looks like it helps also for other people as well.
Amazing story. Thank you very much, Sergej. Simon, I'm going to you now. So Baanx is a very interesting company, right? Seems like you're currently in the right place at the right time, right? So you're an infrastructure provider. You bridge the worlds of Web2 and Web3. So you connect traditional financial system rails with the world of DeFi. Can you tell us a little bit more about your tech stack, how it all works together, and what's the vision behind Baanx?
Yeah, sure. So, Baanx started back in 2018. We're effectively the market leader in crypto cards, if you're looking at it from a program perspective. We work with people like Ledger, obviously our esteemed partner in OneInch. Yeah, we started off originally with a view of how do you remove friction, because as we all know, when you've got lots of different assets in lots of different places, you want to move them around, it's hard. So the original premise was how do we reduce friction, how do we make this work? And then we started off with a custodial solution, which was basically built on borrowing and lending, i.e. increasing liquidity. And then in more recent times, we've been moving towards a non-custodial solution built on a proprietary account abstraction and delegation model, which I'm not actually allowed to say much about at the moment because we're due to launch it really shortly, but we'll be obviously rolling that into our existing partnerships as well. And that will be very much focused on the principle of self-custody and the idea that you can retain control of your assets until you wish to spend them. So from our perspective, it has been a really good few years in terms of customer wins. Obviously, working with people like 1inch, who are amazing. We were the first people to do a card with a hardware wallet with Ledger. I think this is the first DEX to actually do a proper card as well. And there's a number of announcements coming up, and obviously, I think watch this space over the next kind of 2 or 3 months.
Fantastic. We'll be watching the space, and congratulations on that. But the big announcement was the 1inch one. So maybe let's hear a little bit more about that. Sergej, can you please just drop the curtain and substantiate a little bit what this announcement was about? What does the product represent for you and your community of users?
So yesterday I started early. I got my 1inch Web3 card and started to walk around Paris and try to use it. Yeah, and it works very well. If you follow me on Twitter, D6, the handle, you can see the first alpha leak which I did before the real announcement. We are really happy that we are able to introduce in a collaboration, which is the most efficient, mathematically proven way for success. It's the collaboration between companies, people. I guess it was already proven, like in US 1970. It was an experiment. Yeah, what is the most efficient way for grow, for growing business people, and it's really collaboration because we couldn't build it by ourselves. Yeah, because it's a lot of knowledge, a lot of regulation, travel, compliance, and a lot of different things. But together with Mastercard and Baanx, we are able to ship it, and we are really happy to see more than 2,000 subscriptions already since yesterday. Yeah, people are really happy to see such a nice product where you just use your crypto and you pay everywhere. Mastercard is accepted almost everywhere, and yeah, it works. It works.
Good to know. Good to know. Thank you very much. Simon, back to you. So Baanx is really the infrastructure powering this and powering the 1inch card, amongst others, right? So you have other live portfolios like the Ledger card that we know about. So I know you mentioned account abstraction and the technology is a little bit sensitive right now. Anything you can tell us about how it works so far, and anything that isn't too sensitive that you can share with us on this particular technology and how it's powering this type of modern use case?
So I think with account abstraction, the basic principle is you can connect any funding source to your wallet, right? So if you think about that, you have the payment credential here, your card, you can connect 7 or 8 different funding sources to that, i.e. different wallets, all on chain, and effectively you're digitalizing that version of what was your physical wallet, where you had cash in it that stayed with you until you got to the checkout and you handed it over. So at a high level, I think if you link that to things like chain abstraction, you get this kind of atomization effect where basically what you see is all these different nodes that can suddenly plug in and suddenly connect. And that really, from a technology perspective, I think if solves that global challenge of how do we connect systems that weren't designed necessarily to talk to one another. Furthermore, the reality of it is if you look at payments, technology is global, but payments generally are local. And I think the more that you can build that kind of platform and that network that people can plug into on a local basis, you start to get that personalization very quickly. And to me, it's like, effectively we've created crypto open banking. And we're, our mission in that is to try and replace traditional banking with technology.
Thank you very much. And is the 1inch card relatively novel in this type of value proposition? Is it the first one of the first
absolutely.
that you've seen globally?
It's just one of one.
Wonderful. Well, whoever's chanting in the back, that's another woo woo. Thank you. So Sergej, back over to you. So as we know in blockchain, right, it's often fine margins between ensuring high standards of security, interoperability, whilst building obviously scalable solutions. Getting to critical mass adoption requires fast, simple, fluid user experiences. Can you tell us a bit about what type of user experience the 1inch community should be expecting from this kind of product, from onboarding to utilization and
Yeah, we just started, I would say. So Baanx is already very far with the debit card approach, with the custodian wallets, where you have to deposit your crypto. So we did the first step, and we integrated in our 1inch self-custody software wallet, which you can download in App Store, Google Store. And you can create a lot of different wallets. You can use also Ledger's hardware wallet. You can have automatic backups, highly secured, stored, and everything. And what you can now, you can just register the new card. You need to deposit funds. But the next step after that would be that you just work from your non-custodian wallet. You give permission, a permit, like intent, that I would like to spend my, I don't know, Uniswap token, other meme coins or Ethereum. I would like to spend by using my debit card. I just give the permit. It's like account abstraction as well. So, and this is the next step. Without like trusting anyone, depositing in any custody service, which is regulated and highly secure. But anyway, we are the Web3 people who are about the ownership, yeah, and this would increase the user experience, where no one have to trust anyone. Yeah, you just provide permit, you spend. If you don't like to spend anymore, you can revert the permit. This is kind of the next step what we see. And in general, I like what you have said about the account abstraction. Actually, in the future, people should not take care about any network. Yeah, I need to switch to layer 2, or I need to switch to mainnet of Ethereum or Bitcoin. No one should take care about that. People should just want to exchange one asset against another asset, and they should not think about how. They should just say what they want. And we can achieve it by using technology. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you very much. Simon, your favorite question, right? The power of partnership, right? And this is not just to throw it at you, but obviously if you look at this ecosystem and if you look at these types of value proposition, for the 1inch community to receive a Web3 card, what does it take? It takes regulated issuers, it takes program managers, it takes crypto as a service providers and infrastructure like yourselves. It probably takes KYC providers, it takes a DeFi aggregator, so there's quite a lot of third parties involved in the entire ecosystem and in the value chain to produce such kind of solutions. How do you embrace this, and how do you embrace partnership generally to put this out in the forefront?
Everything we do is partner driven, and I think you look at that from the front end where we work with people like 1inch, where we spend a number of years building and developing these products, but every time we work with a new client or new partner, I should say, we end up refining them. But then behind the scenes, there's relationships with people like Mastercard, where we've been working very heavily with Massimo and Christian with their team in terms of how we can actually build product that works on chain in this space. Also, someone like Monovate, Scott Lucas in the front row today, good to see you, where we had to go and build our own single instance of processing to make sure that we got the right response time so that we could actually make things work with chains, different chains, different first response times. So, ultimately, at every single point of the value chain, you have to be aligned and you have to know what you're doing, because you have to build infrastructure that's designed to be interoperable between different networks. And that's not easy. That takes a lot of time. We've been doing this for 6 years and we've done it well at points. We've also made mistakes, but you have to learn from those. And I think that, if you look at some of the work that people like Mastercard have done around things like multi-token network, and if you haven't seen it, just give it a quick Google. MTN. It's really interesting because the core principle of it is that you'll move to this world where when we become tokenized, any store of value becomes exchangeable, and in the instance of becoming exchangeable, it becomes spendable. And those are the kind of things that I think for us and people like 1inch are invaluable to know that those networks exist.
Fantastic, thank you very much. And I think I'm getting my cue for the time that it's taking. So maybe some closing remarks from the both of you. And if I have to throw a topic out there, I'm going to maybe look at how you navigate the regulatory landscape and the changing regulatory landscape with MiCA coming up in Europe. How does that change your plans, or how do you plan to navigate that to keep doing the great innovation that you're doing today?
So I would like to start. We are at 1inch. We are working on regulatory products since years, I would say. So we prepare everything. So it's still different topics are still not clear right now in European Union, not in US, not in Asia. But we try to prepare everywhere where we can. So we personally are working right now in Switzerland with the regulators together, and United Arab Emirates as well with WARA. And they are very, very open and also want to learn how we have built infrastructure, why we are secure, yeah, why no one need to trust us, but just verify on the protocol level, on the smart contract level. It's getting better and better, and I'm pretty sure we will reach soon a state where we can launch new products for institutionals, also for retail in highly regulated manner in terms of swaps and other topics.
I think generally we welcome MiCA because it's a fairly robust framework, but I think fundamentally what that level of regulation does is enables people to find who the good actors are. There are certain markets, like for example the US, where there is no framework. So if you're a US consumer today, beyond the fact that that Coinbase is listed and it's clean, when you go outside of those parameters, where do you go? And I think that level of regulation that Europe is leading the way on, for me, is encouraging because it will mean that the next generation of products are built by good actors. And that's fundamentally important for this space. If we want this space to win, if we want mass adoption, if we want consumers to be choosing products that are crypto first, then we have to be able to have those layers of protection. So from our perspective, we welcome it. It's very helpful to us as a business to have to be able to passport across Europe. And that's everything. So just want to say thank you very much, Massimo, for comparing today. Again.
Thank you very much. And thanks, everybody. Go get your 1inch card.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Sign up now. Cheers.